me sleeping, keep on waking, I'm hurting. This ain't a feeling I can keep, so blame it on the night. Don't blame it on me.
Tune in now.
Don't blame it on me. Blame it on the night. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with my esteemed colleagues, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. For Cleveland, they come in off a win in their last outing against the Pelicans in New Orleans. A great win for them, and they rose to the occasion and pulled off the upset, riding high right now. And if you've been watching this team play lately, you know who they've been getting the big baskets from? Freak! He's been on a tear. How's he gotten so hot, Shaq?
Well, you know, he's letting the game come to him on the offensive end. He's not forcing his shot, but he's still being aggressive, and he always testing his defender. And he's, you know what, Ernie? He smells that barbecue chicken down there. You can't guard this man one-on-one.
Wow.
Lick your fingers, the barbecue.
We've got basketball action at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, the home of the Mavericks, live on 2K Sports. The Cleveland Cavaliers come into this one after a win against the New Orleans Pelicans, and they finished that one out up 4. Competitive, but ultimately they prevailed.
And they were a little bit fortunate to come out on top in that one. They were not at their best in that game.
But the important thing is they held it together at the end. They did just enough to hang on for that W.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So on the floor for Cleveland, the forwards are LeBron and Thompson. Freak is out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Verjao in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now Williams following the three-point attempt by Freak. Nowitzki a screen, but Julia kicks to Matthews. Shot clock at 6. Nowitzki outside. Deep 2 from Anderson. And it's Freak with the rebound. Dallas on defense. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Yeah, but when you shoot a percentage in the low 30s as a team, and they did that in that game, it is just not going to be your night.
No, it's certainly not going to be your night shooting that poorly. And so often when that happens to a team, it's hard to get out of that funk once you get into it.
And they are on the board first.
Trying to set the tone here early. I like that.
Let's send it out to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Rick Carlisle. Doris?
I asked him if there was an X factor in this game, a player they couldn't forget about, and he said it would have to be Tristan Thompson, the power forward out of Texas. He said Thompson is still developing from a skill standpoint, but his motor is really off the charts. You always have to find him and get a body on him when the shot goes up, because the guy never takes a play off. Guys, they've been forewarned. We'll see if they take it to heart.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Now here's Matthews following the miss by Freak. Matthews against Irving. Here's Nowitzki. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And he's good on the second. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. James dishes to Freak. Kicks it to Irving. Freak sets a screen for Irving. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. And a wide open look for Freak. Here's Thompson, and it's sent back by Nowitzki.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Williams passes to Matthews. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
Yeah, early on, 3 misses to open the game. Their offense right now still trying to find its way.
Anderson outside. Williams with the ball. He's picked up by James. Williams kicks to Nowitzki. But they recover it. They retain possession. Matthews left side. Over Verajao. And it's Matthews again missing. Cavaliers leading. And the Cavaliers pushing it up now. Now here's Freak. He's guarded by Williams. Now here's Freak. He had 22 points in the win against the Pelicans in New Orleans. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Freak's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Cavs.
And what a move, guys. I mean, he's absolutely embarrassing him out there right now.
Well, that's an ankle breaker, Greg. You know that. And then he calmly knocked it down. Sweet.
Now here's Williams. 11 points for him in that last game against Milwaukee.
And don't forget his unbelievable steal total in that game. I mean, almost to the point they didn't want to bring the ball up the floor.
And it's Matthews again missing. Cleveland leading by 5. Irving dishes to Freak. There's 1:54 left to play in the first. Misses the 3.
Well, not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
No good. Great D that time from James. Cleveland's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Here's Freak. He's got 6. The screen from Thompson. Freak with it. Matthews covering. Here's Freak. No good with the triple.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much. That was a nice finish to an excellent possession.
Okay, Dallas, now stepping onto the court for your entertainment are the Dallas Mavericks dancers. Give it up!
And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Chandler Parsons, he's checked in. Some Mavericks will go for a different look here. Pachulia, he's checked in for Nowitzki. Anderson comes in for O.J. Mayo. Matthews, he's checked in for Tony Allen. And it's Williams in for J.J. Barea. They've got Anderson. Pachulia is out there with Chandler Parsons. Then it's Williams. And it's Matthews in at the shooting guard position. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Here's Irving. Darren Williams picking up that last basket. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. There's the screen. Here's Irving. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Pelicans got the job done. He finished with 22 points, and he also did his work on the backboards, rounding it off with some stellar defensive play as well. It was a great performance from him, and if you talk to his teammates, they'll tell you it's hopefully a sign of things to come. We'll be watching for it, Kev.
Appreciate it, Doris. Thanks. Well, we've seen a lot of great players have a lot of great games, but that was something special.
And I love that no matter what approach they tried against him, nothing worked. I mean, he was ready for everything.
It makes you wonder what kind of defense they'll throw at him tonight. I mean, however they choose to play him, it's still going to take a special effort to keep him under control.
Now here's Freak. He has 6. Back to Thompson. From deep three-point range, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Let's check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. Taking a look at Oklahoma City, they're looking extremely sharp right now, poised in the top spot and playing very well. And, of course, the Mavericks, 9.5 games behind.
And, you know, for the Mavericks, what a nice turnaround this season has been for them compared to just a year ago. They couldn't afford to suffer through another campaign like that.
I think it would have been a disaster for them to repeat last year's failures. But what a job they've done making themselves relevant again.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Mavericks.
A lot of time they've been spending at the foul line so far, guys. They'll take those points all game long if they can get them.
And that's what's created a rhythm for them offensively. That's also why you see them knocking down that mid-range jump shot.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going.
Just no chance for the smaller defender to block that shot.
He's really, really good at using his size to free himself up for those mid-range jumpers. A master at it.
Now here's Matthews. 17 points for him last game against Milwaukee. And Anderson has it in the corner. Feeds it to Matthews. Dallas again missing.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
Now here's Freak, following the miss by Wesley Matthews. Freak sets a screen for Smith, and there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And with the pause in the action, let's look at the numbers for Irving. First in three-point field goal percentage, and also his field goal percentage is up in the top 5. Tremendously efficient at finishing plays at the basket.
And not only is he dialing it up from deep, he's doing it with great consistency. One of our league's most efficient three-point shooters.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Pachulia. Now here's Anderson to the inside. Here's Matthews. He sinks the 11-footer. Matthews has got the lead up to 6 now for Dallas. For Cleveland, they've gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second, 5 of 10. To the paint. It's tipped, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Nowitzki. And let's go to our leaderboard. Instant offense is the specialty of these guys. The highest scoring shooting guards of the past month. 4th, Freak.
And this is the cream of the crop at the 2-guard spot. I mean, strictly in terms of their scoring ability and the ease with which they can overwhelm would-be defenders.
And that's exactly what they do, overwhelm you. This is an aggressive attacking group. Each one of these guys is a one-man wrecking crew offensively.
Here's Freak after Wesley Matthews' score. Here's Thompson, and there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
Now here's Parsons. 7 points in the game.